So we're actually going to start today's class lying on our backs. If it's comfortable for you, we'll butterfly our legs. We're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. And maybe you'd like to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, noticing your breath, feeling your heartbeat. You're alive, you're here. Just starting to scan your body, noticing how you feel. And as we lie here, finding stillness, I'm going to read something to you from Journey to the Heart, which has daily meditations. And for today, it says, discover the power of loving yourself. Sometimes it's hard to trust life with all its sudden twists and turns and storms. When something unexpected or painful happens, when we become blocked or frustrated, when life takes a different course than we hoped it would, it's easy to stop trusting the flow of our lives. I didn't ask for this. It's not fair. I don't want this, we think. This road isn't leading anywhere, at least nowhere I want to go. Often when we feel life has turned on us, we respond by turning on ourselves. But turning on ourselves doesn't help. In fact, it can compound the situation. It can prevent us from hearing and acting on the very guidance that will lead us through, get us through, and take us to the next place. It can prevent us from hearing our heart. Keep loving yourself and taking care of yourself, no matter what, through the storms, the twists, the turns, and the blocks. Breathing deeply, feel all your feelings and let them go. Love yourself until you can hear your heart and what it tells you to do. And love yourself until you find the courage to act on that guidance. When you're ready, you can roll onto your side and make your way to a comfortable seated position, cross-legged, if that works for you. We're going to begin with a few simple wrist stretches. So let's take our right arm, put it out in front, palm is flexed, fingers are reaching up. If you have tight wrists that are working on a computer a lot, this can feel tight on the back of your hand. Just let it, fingers pull upwards gently. And then we're going to rotate our hand clockwise, so our fingers are pointing down. Feeling a gentle stretch there. Check your shoulders are away from your ears. Reach out and grab your pinky finger, pulling on it gently. So you're pulling it down, it just stretches the wrist and the forearm a little bit more here. Moving through our fingers, we'll go to the ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, releasing each one gently. After the pointer finger, we'll rotate upwards and then we'll keep going until the thumb is pointed downwards and give that thumb a gentle pull. Letting go, give everything a shake, maybe a wiggle, switching sides. Take the left hand. Fingers are spread wide. Imagine you're pushing into a wall. Gently stretching in here. Rotating, counterclockwise, so fingers are pointing downwards, and we'll grab a hold of the pinky, giving it a pull. Ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger. Slowly releasing, rotating back again, so the thumb's pointed downwards. Just pulling on that thumb. Shoulders are away from our ears. Let's let go, give everything a shake. A few shoulder rolls here. So inhale, lifting those shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let them roll back. Maybe you'll feel your shoulder blades pulling down. Inhale up towards our ears. Exhale, spine goes down our back. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, back down. Take your left fingertips, we'll place them on the floor, and inhale, sweep that right arm up and over. So side stretch here. If you've got your legs out in front, maybe that's more comfortable. Just try and keep that right hip on the mat. Switching sides, right fingertips come to the mat or the floor. Left hand sweeps up and over. Maybe your gaze is upwards. Just making sure not to strain your neck. Creating space on the left side. Inhale, let's come back up. And we'll make our way to a tabletop. Here we'll have our knees below our hips. Wrists below shoulders. Tops of the feet are on the mat. We're going to do some cat and cows. So we'll inhale, drop the belly, curving the spine, lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Exhale, pushing into the mat, curling the spine, tuck that tailbone. Moving with your own breath, taking any other shapes or movements that might feel good for you today. Like to wiggle your hips as you move. Waking up that spine. We'll come to a neutral tabletop. And we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, fingers are spread wide. Lift that tailbone. Imagine trying to push down all the edges of your hands, pushing equally into your fingers. Bend your knees here, maybe wiggling those hips. You might like to try bending both knees, pushing your belly in towards your thighs, and then straighten those legs. Always keeping a small bend. And let's walk our hands back to our feet. So we're here in a ragdoll position at the back of our mat. Let's grab a hold of our elbows. Letting the weight of your upper body pull you forwards. Shaking your head no, left to right. Another few breaths here. Maybe you like to sway side to side. Slowly, let's release those elbows, and then very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we'll rise up. When we're here, we'll walk to the top of our mat. Feet about hip distance apart. When you're ready, we'll inhale, sweep our arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, leading with your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back to high plank. From here, we'll lower our knees, our chest, and our chin, keeping those elbows tucked. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push back to upward facing dog. Continuing to breathe here. One more breath. On your next exhale, let's look forward between our hands. Step your right foot forward, your left to meet your right. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms overhead, bringing your palms to your heart center. We'll go through 2 more easy at your own pace. Moving with your breath, or with me if you'd like. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Option for knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, keeping those elbows tucked to your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, look forward between your hands. Step the left foot forward, right to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Bringing your hands to your heart center. And again, inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Lowering chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Push back, downward facing dog. Looking forward between your hands. When you're ready, we'll step your right foot forward, your left to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly rise up. Arms away. Taking a moment here. Close your eyes if you'd like. So from here, we'll step the left foot back for warrior one. The heels are in line. Hips square to the front. I thought we weren't doing warrior one today, but we are. Arms up and overhead. Shoulders away from the ears. Wherever your feet are or wherever your hips are. As long as we're keeping those shoulders away from the ears, not straining anything. One more breath here. From here, we're going to rotate to the side. So we're facing the door. Bring your hands down to your heart center. And we'll come into a squat. So bending your right knee. Sorry, making sure I'm matching you. A side squat. Holding here for 1 moment, sorry. Rise back up. Facing the back of the mat this time, we're coming into warrior one. Arms up and overhead. Again, let's rotate towards the side, so facing the door. Arms to your heart center. This time bending into your left knee. Side squat, we're here holding. Inhale, rise up. Let's rotate back to the front of the mat. Warrior one more time. Arms up overhead. We'll exhale, place the hands either side of the right foot, sorry. Step back, high plank. Option for vinyasa. Downward facing dog, whatever your body needs today. Looking forward between your hands, let's step our left foot forward, right to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms to your heart center. Stepping the left foot back, coming into high lunge this time. So on our tippy toes, let's take our hands to our hips. Check that they're square to the front of the mat. When you're ready, Sweep the arms overhead. Gazes forward, maybe upwards if you'd like. One more breath here. Now we're going to shift to warrior two, so let's rotate that left foot. Windmill those arms open. Check that your right heel is in line with the instep of your left foot. Flip our palms upwards, back down, helping to bring those shoulders away from the ear. Soft gaze out of those right fingertips. And we'll bring our right forearm to our right thigh. Left hand sweeps up and over towards the front of the room. So we're just resting it on that thigh, not putting any weight there. Being held back by our right quad muscle. Then we're going to sweep that left arm back down across the front, and again up and overhead, reaching towards the front of the mat. Two more times, sweeping it back down and up and overhead. Last one, back down and overhead. We're going to rotate back to high lunge, so let's rotate on that back left foot, sweep those arms overhead. Might need a baby step in there. Then we'll come into Dekasana, so small step in maybe with your left foot to help you get your balance, shifting our weight onto our right foot, sweep those arms behind us. Foot's flexed. So as we're here, see if you can find a focal point, something that's not moving. Back foot's flexed, pushing into an imaginary wall, fingertips are spread wide, reaching behind us, almost there. One last breath. Coming back to high lunge, arms up and overhead. And again, let's rotate towards the side of the room. So facing towards the doors, hands come to your heart center. Shifting your weight, side squat, leaning towards the right. We'll rotate towards the back of the mat, high lunge. Two more breaths here. Your next exhale, let's rotate to warrior two. Right foot twists 90 degrees, heels in line. Check that you're not leaning too far forwards or back. Your spine should be straight. Maybe look down and see if you can see that left big toe. Check your knees not falling inwards. Excellent. Let's take the left forearm onto your left thigh. Right arm sweeps up and over, extending our warrior. A few more breaths here. You've got this. Then let's sweep our arms. So right hand comes down and sweeps across the front, and then again up and overhead. Pause here for a moment. Sweep that arm again. Up and overhead. One more time, sweeping up and overhead. Let's come back to high lunge. Rotating that back right foot, sweep the arms overhead. Feel that hip opening. Nice stretch for our hip flexor. One more breath here. Let's push off for Dekasana. Maybe a small step in with that right foot, shifting our weight onto the left foot. Finding a point that's not moving. Playing with your balance. If you fall out, that's fine. Come back in when you're ready. Arms reaching out behind us. Fingertips spread wide. Lowering for high lunge. Let's rotate towards the doors again. Hands to your heart center. Side squat, opposite side this time, and towards the left. One more breath here. Maybe those right toes come off the mat if you'd like as you squat a bit deeper. Slowly rise up, high lunge, arms up and overhead. Let's bring those hands down to the mat, either side of that right foot. Step back, high plank. You can go straight to downward facing dog, or if you'd like, there's the option for vinyasa. Just high plank, lowering for chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Holding 3 breaths here. Let's look forward between our hands. Step our right foot forward. Left to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's rise up. Bring our palms to our heart center. Taking a moment here. This time we'll step the left foot back for warrior 2. Wiggle those arms open when you're ready. Maybe try leaning a little bit further forwards, a little further back. Try to find the spot in the middle where our spine is straight. One more breath here. Check if you can see that right big toe. Then let's reverse our warrior. So left hand comes on the left thigh, right arm shoots up and over. And then we'll extend. So right forearm to right thigh, left arm shoots up and over. Back to reverse, left hand on the thigh, right arm shoots up. Again, extending. So right forearm to right thigh, scoop up and over. One more time at your own pace, reversing. Feel that stretch in your ribs on the right side, and extend. Let's rise up, warrior 2. Coming to the triangle, straighten that front right leg. Right arm scoops down to the inside. Your right thigh. Left arm. Reaching upwards. So you can be using your right hand to your right thigh, opening up that chest just a little bit more. Imagine you're being pressed between 2 panes of glass. Gazes sideways or upwards as long as it's not straight. Straightening your neck. Rise up, warrior 2. Coming into a side squat again, so rotate towards the doors, hands to your heart center. Squatting towards the front of the mat. Maybe your left toes come off if you'd like. Let's rise up. Rotate towards the back of your mat, warrior 2. 3 breaths here, checking your alignment. Legs are strong, you've got this. Let's reverse the warrior. Right hand on your right thigh, left arm sweeps up and over. Opening up those rib cages, finding space. Extending, left forearm to left thigh, right arm sweeps up and over. And flowing 3 more times. Left hand down the left thigh. Right hand down your right thigh, left arm up and over, moving with your breath. Left forearm, left thigh. Stretching that right arm, reaching towards the front of the mat. Or your back of your mat this time. Right hand down the right thigh. Reaching back. I didn't count, I think this is our last one. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm reaching up and over. One last breath here. Warrior 2. Triangle pose, so let's straighten that left leg. Shimmy those right hips out towards the front of the room where I am. Left hand sweeps down towards the inside of your thigh, your calf, your foot. Right on up towards the ceiling. You guys know what you're doing. If I get my left and rights wrong, you just ignore what I'm doing, what I'm saying. A few more breaths here. Let's rise up, warrior two. Side squat again, turning towards the side of the room where the doors are. Bending opposite side this time. Maybe lifting those right toes off the mat. Listening to your body. Slowly rise up. Warrior two, facing the front of your mat. We got our right foot forward. Let's wimble those hands either side of your right foot. Step back, high plank. Option for vinyasa, we'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, we're going to come into child's pose. You can either take a wide-legged child's pose, bringing your knees as wide as the mat, or you can keep those knees together, whichever is more comfortable for you. Pushing those sit bones back towards your heels. Finding a place for your forehead to rest. Tuning in with your breath and how you're feeling. From here, we're going to make our way to downward facing dogs. Spread those fingertips wide. Tuck those toes, lift the tailbone. Let's walk the hands back to our feet. Option to ragdoll the arms, or maybe you'd like to grab a hold of your big toes. Maybe you'd like your hands under your feet. Whatever's the right stretch for your body today. If you've got a hold of those big toes, maybe you can use them to pull yourself a little bit further forward. A few more breaths here. If your hands are around your toes or under your feet, let's slowly bring them out. Very, very slowly, we'll start to rise up. When you're ready, we'll make our way to the top of our mat. From here, we're going to come into tree pose. So whenever we're working on balancing poses, we want to be gripping down on the mat with our foot as our standing leg. Always finding a focal point, something not moving our drishti. If your balance is off today, you can stand next to the wall, whatever works for you. When you're ready, we'll ground into that left foot. Let's take the right foot. You can be with your toes on the mat over your ankle. Maybe you'd like to bring it to your calf. If you're feeling less wobbly and your hips are open today, maybe you'd like to bring it to your inner thigh. Finding the spot that works for you. We have our hands in our hips at our heart center, palms pressed together. If you come out, then just find your way back when you're ready. Maybe you'd like to open your arms like tree branches, letting them flow as we wobble here. Trying not to judge ourselves for where we are today. From here, we're going to make our way into Dekasana. So when you're ready, if you can Head straight there without putting your foot down, otherwise tapping that right foot down. And then when you're ready, shoot the right leg back. Foot's flexed. Maybe you'd like to reach your arms behind, fingertips spread wide. You can always move to the wall too if you'd like, where your foot can actually be pushing into the wall. It's a good way to get that balance in the standing leg. Let's lower to high lunge. So right toes come to the mat. Arms sweep up and overhead, shoulders away from our ears. Opening warrior two. Let's rotate that back foot. Left heel's in line with the instep of your right foot. Gentle gaze out over those left fingertips. Spine is straight. We're nice and tall. Let's reverse the warrior. Right fingertips down your right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and over. Then we'll extend the warrior. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm sweeps up and over. Back up, warrior two. And coming into triangle, so we'll straighten the left leg, shimmy the right hip out towards the back of the room. Sweep the left hand down the inside of your right calf. Good job. One more breath here. Let's rise up, warrior two. Windmill those hands either side of your left foot, and this time we'll step back straight to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, wiggle those hips if you'd like. But now we'll walk those hands back towards our feet. Again, hanging forward at the back of the mat. Option to grab your toes, your elbows, or place your hands under your feet. Always listening to your body. Let's shake our heads now, stretching out that neck just a little bit more. Last breath here. Releasing your hands wherever they are. Very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we'll rise up. Head is relaxed again. Roll those shoulders back. Opening the chest just a little. We'll make our way to the top of the mat. Switching sides when you're ready. Gripping down with those right toes. We'll lift our left foot, either over our ankle or calf, or your inner thigh, as long as it's not over your knee. Hands can be on our hips, at our hearts, or maybe you'd like to open them like branches. A couple more breaths here. From here, we'll make our way to Dekasana. So when you're ready, tap those toes down or shoot them straight back. Foot's flexed. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears, fingertips are spread wide. If you prefer, you keep your hands to your heart center. 2, 2 more breaths, you've got this. High lunge, lower those left toes. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Torso's nice and straight, reaching upwards. Warrior 2, so let's rotate that left foot. Right heel is in line with the instep of your left foot. Soft gaze over your right fingertips. One more breath here. Check if you can see that right big toe. Let's reverse the warrior. Left hand down your left thigh, right arm up and over. Now extend right forearm to right thigh, left arm sweeps up and over. Warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, right leg. Shimmy those hips towards the back of the mat. As you reach forward with your right hand. Imagining we're being pressed between 2 planes of glass again here. Opening that left shoulder. Only to a place that feels good for your body. Warrior 2. Then let's wiggle those hands either side of your right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Giving those hips a wiggle here. From here, we'll inhale the right leg up nice and long for a 3-legged dog. Now we're going to come into fallen star. So we'll bring that right leg, shoot it out under the opening between our left and our right. Left foot, left arm. Hand can come to center. One more breath here. Excellent. Let's come back, 3-legged dog, coming back through center. Now we're gonna flip our dog if you'd like, otherwise you can stay here. If you'd like to flip the dog, we'll opening that hip, bring that right foot back behind us and let it drop on the mat. One more breath here, you've got this. Back to center, 3-legged dog. Lowering back down to the mat. Switching sides whenever you're ready. Fingertips spread wide. Inhale that left leg up nice and long, 3-legged dog. Let's bring it out under that right arm, fallen star. Left hand comes to the center of the mat. Right arm sweeps up and over. Excellent. Last breath, come back, 3-legged dog. Option to flip the dog, otherwise you can open the hip too. So bending the knee, opening that hip if you'd like, let the foot drop back. Nice one, reaching up and over. 2 more breaths, you've got it. Coming back from center, 3-legged dog. Lowering back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to raise that right leg again, 3-legged dog. This time we're coming into pigeon, don't worry. Right knee, right wrist. The right ankle comes towards your left wrist. So let's wiggle ourselves around and find a spot that is your sweet spot, the right spot for your body. Ankle might be forward or back. Inhale, finding length in your upper body. Hips are squared, you're not sinking to either side. And when you're ready, exhale if you'd like to fold forward. As we're breathing here, our hip flexors opening. So you can think about sending some of that fresh oxygenated air, blood, down to that right hip. Imagine that's where you're sending those nice inhales. Just a couple more breaths here if you'd like to. Go any deeper in the pose. When you're ready, we'll start to rise up, raising our upper body. From here, we'll drop ourselves out onto our right hip. Swing that left leg around. We got a couple options here. You can send that right leg out in front of you. Left leg, sorry. And send that left leg out in front. Right foot comes to the inside of your left thigh. Or you can take the left leg and stack it on top, creating a sort of a fire log, Agni Strambhasana, this pose is called. So wherever you are here, we're inhaling, sitting nice and tall. And then exhale, we're gonna fold forward just a little bit. Leading with your chest, not curving your spine. Just a counter stretch for those hips. Release any tension you're holding in your shoulders. Inhale, we'll start to rise up. Any way you'd like, we'll come back to downward facing dog. So from here, we'll inhale the left leg up nice and long, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee comes to left wrist. Wiggling that ankle around where you need. Hips are squared. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward if you'd like. Or folding forward. If you'd like to create a stack with your hands, a place to rest your forehead. Check that you're not holding any tension in your neck and your shoulders. You're not straining your neck here. A few more breaths if you want to deepen the pose at all. Inhale, we'll slowly start to rise up using your hands, pushing your upper body up, dropping out onto that left hip. Swing the right leg around, straight out in front of us or over top, creating that fire log again. Wherever you are, we're sitting tall. Inhale, and exhale, we'll fold forward a little bit. Slowly rising up, make our way back to downward facing dog. Giving those hips a wiggle. Inhale the right leg up, nice and long, three-legged dog. Let's bend the knee, opening that hip just a little. Lower back down, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, nice and long, three-legged dog. Bend the knee if you'd like, opening that hip. Lower back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lower to tabletop, so let's lower those knees down to the mat. Knees below hips, wrists below shoulders, neutral spine. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and open. We're going to thread the needle. So opening that chest and exhale, let's sweep the left arm out of the right arm out of the left. Coming up to the shoulder if you'd like. Option to take that left hand, sweeping it around, following your lower back. Rising back up the way we came, so sweep that arm back up and open. Back to the mat, switching sides. Left arm sweeps up and open. Exhale, sweep it under the right arm. Coming up onto your shoulder. Left ear pressed to the mat. Right arm has the option to sweep around to your lower back. Or grabbing a hold of that left hip. Couple more breaths here. Coming up the way we came in. Left arm sweeps up. Coming back into tabletop. From here, we'll lower ourselves down onto our belly. So we're going to come into Superman pose. Legs are stretched out long behind us. Arms will be out in front of us. This one is just a little bit of work for our core. So when we're ready, we'll imagine we're flying like Superman. And what you want to do is on your inhale, you want to lift your legs and your arms at the same time. Inhale. Continuing to breathe here. 3 breaths. 2. Lift those legs and arms a little bit higher. Last one, exhale. Let's place the left ear down to the mat. Resting here. We'll do that one more time. So coming back to center. Arms are stretched out long in front of us. Option to stay there if you'd like, just resting on the mat. If you'd like, on the inhale, lift the arms and the legs, continuing to breathe. One more breath, just a little bit higher. Exhale back down to the mat. Right ear, right cheek. Resting here. Now we're going to roll into our spine. Do a few things here before we come into Shavasana. So you can just roll straight to your spine. If you'd like to bring your feet out to the front of the mat, that's up to you. From here, we're going to come into Happy Baby. So we'll bend the knees, flex the feet towards the ceiling. Sweep our arms through, grab the hold of the bottom of the feet, maybe the big toe. Using your hands to pull your legs and your feet closer towards the mat. Feel free to be playful with this pose if you'd like, pushing into one foot and the other, letting it rock you side to side. We'll bring those legs in for a hug. Walk side to side. We'll lower the feet down to the mat. Knees are bent. We're going to come into bridge pose. So a good marker for some people is to walk your feet back around where your fingertips are. You might be a little bit further out. Wherever you are, as long as we keep those knees together. So we're going to pretend that we've got a block between our thighs. When you're ready on the inhale, we'll slowly start to lift the hips upwards. Keeping a hold of that imaginary block, coming up onto your shoulders if you'd like. Keep lifting with those hips. One more breath here. Coming down off the shoulders if you're there. Very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lowering down to the mat. Bring the knees in for a hug. And then we'll let them drop out towards the right side. You can keep your legs stacked for coming into a twist. If you'd like to deepen the twist, take that right foot and hook it over under your left knee. Making sure not to strain your spine. Arms spread out to the side. Looking out over your left shoulder. Gently releasing, coming back to center, those knees and back. We'll let them fall out to the left side. Taking whichever variation is right for your body. Gazing out over our right shoulder. Slowly releasing. Bringing those legs in for a hug. Feel like rocking side to side. And stretch those legs out nice and long when you're ready for Shavasana. Option to put your legs up the wall if you prefer today. If you're on your spine, let your feet fall outwards. Look up the wall too. Letting your legs relax. Your hips are melting into the mat. Your spine is relaxing. Fingertips are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Check that you're not holding any tension in your spine. In your jaw or your forehead. letting it all relax. Starting to deepen your breath. Remove your fingers and toes. Bring your awareness back to your belly. Whenever you're ready, you can roll onto your side. Make your way to a comfortable seated position. Moving slowly. Bring your hands to our heart center. Thank you all for joining me for practice today. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. The